Oversharing is easy. You do it with your friends. You do it in a group chat. You do it when the moment feels safe. Doing that same oversharing into a microphone with cameras rolling while your child sits 2 feet away from you. That is a completely different sport because now there's nowhere to walk it back. The private family moment you just described is already in the air, and your kid is sitting right there, watching your face, calculating how many years of therapy this is going to cost, deciding in real time whether to laugh or never speak to you again.
Blah, blah, blah. Get down to this one. Mr. David Beckham, that's my jumper. That's so mean. But it actually is my jumper.
Time out. No, she didn't.
Well, she opened the door, is what happened, is she opened the door, and it was late morning, and it was Father's Day.
Did you help Kim release her tape?
It's okay. No.
True. Of course it's true!
Today we're counting down the wildest moments of celebrity parents saying way too much. From a lipstick-stained coffee cup that became national news, to a lie detector that confirmed what the whole internet already suspected. These are the moments their kids will never, ever let them forget. Let's count them down. We are starting light because what comes later in this video is anything but. Reese Witherspoon, Academy Award winner, America's sweetheart, self-declared Southern belle who cannot show up anywhere empty-handed, including to an interview on the Ellen DeGeneres show in 2014. She brought mugs, hot chocolate, and amaryllis bulbs for the garden. She also apparently brought a complete rundown of her children's private feelings about her, which nobody asked for, but everyone got. At the time, Reese had 3 kids, a 15-year-old daughter, an 11-year-old son, and a 2-year-old who still thought she was the coolest person alive. That last part was relevant because the older 2 had very clearly moved on.
Horrible. He's the only one who's not embarrassed of me. Do they still feel that way? It's gotten worse, as you can possibly imagine.
Gotten worse, past the point of embarrassment and into active grievance territory. The 2-year-old was still on her side. The rest had filed their complaints. And Reese, instead of quietly accepting this as a private parenting reality that every parent faces, chose to bring the receipts. She described the moment her 11-year-old officially crossed the line, a perfectly normal car ride that took a turn Reese apparently felt the entire country needed to hear about.
He's the only one that let me take his picture too. The rest are like, Mom, stop. And the other day, now my 11-year-old has gotten so embarrassed of me.
An 11-year-old boy sitting in a car minding his business and then noticing something that bothered him enough to say out loud. A private complaint between a kid and his mom in a moving vehicle, the kind of thing that normally stays in the car.
We were driving in the car to have my coffee cup there, and he said, the lipstick on your coffee cup is so embarrassing.
The lipstick on the coffee cup, that specific, that personal, now immortalized in a daytime television clip that has been shared, auto-clipped, and replayed ever since. And her son's feelings about the whole situation, delivered to the nation with all the warmth of a Southern mom who has absolutely zero intention of changing her behavior.
Hey, yeah, well, get over it, kid. Yeah, 'cause I have a lot of lipstick.
3 words. Get over it, said publicly, to a child who very much did not consent to his coffee cup grievance becoming national entertainment. If Reese's kids thought this was as bad as it could get, they had no idea what some other celebrity children were about to endure. Reese embarrassed her son in the car. Judd Apatow decided the MTV Movie Awards red carpet was the appropriate venue. Judd Apatow is the director behind some of Hollywood's most beloved comedies. Knocked Up, The 40-Year-Old Virgin, This Is 40. Films that make family life funny by mining real domestic awkwardness and turning it into something audiences can laugh at. The man writes what he knows, and in 2015, what he knew was about to become very specific. He showed up at the MTV Movie Awards with his daughter Iris, who was around 12 or 13 at the time. Entertainment Tonight was doing red carpet interviews. One of the award show's categories that year was Best Kiss, a fun, light, completely harmless category that Judd Apatow was about to make catastrophically personal.
Because one of my favorite categories for this show is Best Kiss. So do you remember your best kiss ever?
Well, it has to be with Iris's mom.
Fine, sweet even. His wife Leslie Mann is his best kiss. Nobody objects to that answer. He could have ended it there. He absolutely should have ended it there. But Judd Apatow is a professional storyteller, and and professional storytellers do not stop when they are ahead. The interviewer pushed. Which specific kiss? The really good one.
I don't know, I guess the one that led to Iris being born. Whatever started that train.
He just described the moment of his daughter's conception on camera, on a red carpet, at a movie awards ceremony, in front of Iris herself, who is standing right there absorbing every syllable of this in real time. And then, because the universe required one more beat, he turned to look at her.
Is that a terrible thing to say?
Iris is so weirded out right now. She can't
Well,
even
you're the
stand
one
it.
who...
He asked out loud into a microphone whether that was a terrible thing to say. He watched Iris's face confirm that yes, it absolutely was. And then he stayed on camera. He did not step away. He did not apologize. He confirmed for everyone watching that his daughter was weirded out and kept the interview going. That is what separates this from a slip of the tongue. Judd Apatow is a director. He understands timing, he understands reaction, and he watched his daughter's soul leave her body and chose to document it publicly. Iris survived. She went on to have an acting career of her own, but that clip follows you. The bar just went up, and we haven't even gotten to the Beckhams yet. David Beckham is one of the most recognizable men on the planet, global soccer legend, face of 100 advertising campaigns, one half of the world's most photographed power couple, and apparently, according to his 16-year-old son Brooklyn, deeply, embarrassingly uncool. In 2015, Beckham sat down on the Graham Norton Show to talk about life, football, and fatherhood. What started as a light conversation quickly became a very public, very detailed roasting of his eldest child, who was nowhere nearby to defend himself.
I don't know what it's like with mothers and daughters, but fathers and sons, there is a rivalry. There's bound to be a kind of, particularly Brooklyn now, he's 16, he's becoming his own man. And
A 16-year-old trying to find his identity in the world already has enough going on. Add being the eldest child of David and Victoria Beckham, and the pressure compounds. Add your father going on primetime television to discuss your Instagram activity in detail, and it gets considerably worse. It started with a jumper. Brooklyn had posted a photo wearing one of David's old Ralph Lauren sweaters, captioning it, "Rocking the old school." It was doing numbers. 317,000 likes.
so Brooklyn put this picture up on Instagram, and he put on it, rocking the old school Ralph Lauren. And look at that, he's got 317,000 likes.
Very cool, until David scrolled through the comments and arrived at his own name, and could not resist.
Blah, blah, blah. Get down to this one. And Mr. David Beckham, that's my jumper. That's so mean. But it actually is my jumper.
A man with millions of followers publicly claimed ownership of his own clothing in his teenager's Instagram comments. That alone would have been enough. But David was not finished. He had also come armed with a video, one Brooklyn had posted proudly, celebrating a personal milestone, absolutely not expecting it to be used as ammunition on the Graham Norton Show.
Okay, I just reached 1 million followers. I've got 52.
His face, he is crushed.
A teenager celebrating 1 million Instagram followers on his mother's birthday, having that moment immediately undercut by his father, announcing he himself only had 52. Then calling the expression on Brooklyn's face, crushed, out loud, on television. And then came the line that brought down the house.
You destroyed that boy.
To be honest, you know, when we're out, he gets recognised so much that I'm literally, you know, I'm known as Brooklyn's dad now.
David Beckham, UNICEF ambassador, England captain, global icon, being introduced as Brooklyn's dad. The audience loved every second of it. Brooklyn, not present to respond. But if you think David was finished with his son after one talk show, you haven't seen anything yet. A few months later, David Beckham was back, this time on The Late Late Show with James Corden, and this time, Brooklyn was in the audience. The conversation started innocuously enough. James mentioned Brooklyn's part-time job at a small French cafe in London. At 14, David had made him work for his own pocket money rather than rely on the family name. Teaching values, building character, admirable stuff. But then Corden pivoted. Brooklyn was 16 now. Dating, how was dad handling that? David smiled, and then did something that should be taught in media training seminars as an example of what not to do. He looked directly at his son in the audience and confirmed out loud that this was about to be uncomfortable.
And Brooklyn's in the audience tonight. There he is. He's over there. There he is. Lovely boy.
So yeah.
Lovely boy in the audience, already knowing what's coming, already preparing his face to absorb the impact. David kept going.
He's gonna hate me for this, but yeah, this happened. I'm fine.
He said it himself. He's going to hate me for this, and then said it anyway. On Valentine's Day, when Brooklyn was 14 and a half, he wanted to take a girl to dinner. Victoria Beckham had thoughts, and she shared those thoughts with David, and David shared those thoughts with a studio audience, a television crew, and millions of viewers at home.
I spoke to Victoria and she was like, really? So I said, yeah, he's gonna do it. So she said, okay, make sure you take him and then make sure you sit in the restaurant. So
Victoria Beckham personally instructed her husband to sit in the restaurant during their son's first date, and David obliged. The question was where exactly he sat, and what that positioning said about everything the Beckhams were willing to share publicly about their children's most private milestones.
We took him to a small sushi restaurant, and he sat at the sushi bar, and I sat about 5 tables back.
5 tables back, in a sushi restaurant on his son's first date, David Beckham, one of the most recognizable faces in the world, sitting quietly 5 tables back while his 14-year-old sat at the bar, presumably praying his father would not be noticed. And then the final line, delivered to Brooklyn, to Corden, to the studio, and to everyone watching, that revealed exactly how much this protective instinct was going to scale.
By the way, my daughter is 4 years old.
Yeah.
When she gets to that age, I will be closer than that. So
Closer than 5 tables. For Harper, on her first date, Brooklyn Beckham has since grown up, married Nicola Peltz, and publicly stated he no longer wants contact with his parents. We are not saying this is why. We are also not saying it. But if you want to see what too much parental affection looks like at full throttle, the Beckhams were just the warm-up. 2013, Will Smith and his son Jaden are on the international press tour for After Earth, a father-son science fiction film that had the tagline, "Danger is real, fear is a choice." Apparently so is deciding to pursue a kiss from your teenager on live television for an entire press tour. Somewhere on that tour, in front of cameras during a Thai television interview, Will Smith fixed his eyes on 15-year-old Jaden and made a simple request, one that, it turns out, he had been making for weeks, across multiple countries and interviews, with Jaden refusing every single time.
So Jaden, just take one, because you've been fighting me the whole press tour. Just take one. Just take one. I just want to kiss you. I want to kiss you.
The whole press tour. This was not a spontaneous moment of parental affection caught on camera. This was a campaign, a sustained, multi-city, multi-interview push to get his teenage son to kiss him on camera, with Jaden actively refusing at every stop along the way. Think about that framing for a moment. Every interview, every camera, every opportunity, and Jaden apparently had been holding firm until this specific moment when the cameras were rolling and his father made the request one more time. But this time, he escalated.
Just take one. I just want to kiss you. I want to kiss you. And just keep a smile. Just keep a smile. Just keep a smile.
Enjoy it. The instruction delivered publicly to enjoy the thing you have spent an entire press tour declining. Keep a smile for the cameras, while your father is grabbing your face and telling you to enjoy something you have made clear you do not want. Will Smith has always led with performed love as his public brand, and Jaden, for his part, has spent most of his adult life quietly creating distance from that exact dynamic. But Will and Jada raised not one, but 2 children who would have public stories to share about private Smith family moments, and the other one went on a talk show to share hers herself. Radical transparency. That is the Smith family brand. No topic off limits, no question too personal, no family secret too intimate to share with a national audience. And in 2018, that philosophy produced a moment that Entertainment Tonight could barely preview without the clip going viral on its own. Jada Pinkett Smith had launched Red Table Talk on Facebook Watch, a multi-generational talk show featuring herself, her daughter Willow, and her mother Adrienne. The premise was simple: 3 generations of women, 1 table, nothing held back, and they meant nothing.
Now get ready for even more Smith family secrets revealed, because Jada and Willow hold nothing back.
Nothing back, that was the promise. And the moment that delivered on it started with a question Jada asked her daughter on camera, in front of her own mother, in front of a production crew, and in front of the internet. The kind of question that most parents might ask privately, between just the 2 of them, maybe after dinner, maybe not at all.
What did she say that shocked you?
She shocked me with when I said, well, what was your first introduction to
obviously walking in on you and Daddy.
Willow Smith's first understanding of what was came from accidentally walking in on her parents. And Jada's reaction, genuine surprise, laughter, a little bit of horror, tells you everything. She had absolutely no idea this had happened. Her daughter had been carrying this story around silently until the cameras were running.
I was like, when the heck did that happen? And because I had no idea. She's like, oh yeah, because I just knew that it was private time and I wasn't supposed to be there.
She knew it was private time. She knew she wasn't supposed to be there. So she left, and she kept the whole thing to herself, processing it alone, right up until the moment she sat down at a table with her mother and grandmother and a streaming camera and decided this was the right time to bring it up. Willow Smith chose to share her story. The question is whether the table made that the only option. Either way, the clip exists now. It lives on the internet, and it is not the only instance of a child walking in on their parents making national news, because some stories do not stay in the bedroom. The year is 2019. It is Father's Day. It is also the 18th birthday of Lola Consuelos, eldest daughter of daytime television royalty Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos. On a normal Father's Day, the morning unfolds peacefully. This was not a normal Father's Day. The following Monday, Kelly and Mark went to work. They sat down at the Live with Kelly and Ryan desk, where Mark was filling in that day, and they told the whole story, in full, with direct quotes, with voices, on morning television.
Well, but we started her day off pretty bad yesterday.
I mean, it was
happened
the worst.
again. It happened again.
It happened again. 4 words that did a lot of heavy lifting. This was not the first time. There was a previous incident, already documented, already processed, already survived by Lola once before. And here were her parents, confirming to the entire country that yes, Lola had now endured this experience twice.
Time out. No, she didn't.
Well, she opened the door, is what happened. Is she opened the door, and it was late morning, and it was Father's Day.
Late morning, Father's Day, 18th birthday. 3 facts that stack so perfectly against Lola that the timing alone deserved its own moment of silence. And then Kelly and Mark started getting specific, very specific.
You say no.
What are you doing?
Being resuscitated.
And she goes, and she's like, thanks a lot, it's my birthday.
It's my birthday. The 3-word protest of a teenager who had wanted literally anything else from that morning. But what came next? The line that got replayed across every entertainment outlet that week was delivered through a closed door by a daughter who was, in fairness, not wrong.
Shuts the door and you hear, you just ruined my birthday. And my life. And I used to see in color and now everything is gray.
Everything is gray. Lola Consuelos, 18 years old, standing on the other side of a closed bedroom door and delivering what may be the most dramatic and completely accurate summary of a traumatic moment a teenager has ever produced. Verbatim, now recited by her mother on live television to the whole country. The brunch that followed was exactly as awkward as you are imagining. The whole family, grandparents, siblings, Lola sitting at the table, processing everything she had just accidentally seen and heard, looking at her parents across a plate of food.
And she goes, you're disgusting.
And I'm like, my dad's here.
You're disgusting, said at a Father's Day brunch in front of grandparents, loud enough that the whole table heard it. And the very next morning, her parents sat down on morning television and made it national news. No private family moment is ever truly private in the Consuelos household. It is simply content that has not aired yet. But if Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos overshared by accident, the next parent on this list has made a whole career out of treating privacy as optional. Nobody on this list, nobody in Hollywood, possibly nobody alive, has said more public things about their children's private lives than Kris Jenner. The woman did not merely overshare. She built a corporation around it. She developed it into a television format, a brand identity, and a multi-billion-dollar empire with her children as both the cast and the subject matter. So when The Late Late Show with James Corden strapped Kris Jenner to a polygraph machine in 2022 and invited her youngest daughter Kylie to ask the questions, Nobody who had seen a single episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians was surprised by what followed. What was surprising was how fast she answered.
Tonight we thought it might be fun to put America's momager to the test with a little game that we like to call Late Late Lie Detector.
A lie detector machine, an expert named John, a series of questions that started gentle, name, the date, the president, and then escalated in a direction that made it abundantly clear James Corden had done his homework. Kylie was in the seat beside her mother, the machine was warmed up, and then Kylie went first.
Am I your favorite child?
Yes.
True.
That fast. No pause, no attempt at diplomacy, no hesitation whatsoever. Kylie is the favorite child, confirmed by Polygraph, broadcast internationally. 5 other Jenner Kardashian siblings watched that clip and processed it however they chose. Kylie, for her part, said she already knew, which somehow makes it considerably worse for everyone else. But Kylie was not done, neither was James. They had agreed beforehand to save a very specific question for the right moment, and the right moment arrived.
Did you help Kim release her tape?
It's okay. No. No.
True. Of course it's true!
The machine said true. The audience came apart. Chris laughed. And decades of family rumor, tabloid accusation, and public denial got a very strange, very public resolution on a late-night television set with a polygraph as the arbitrator. What Chris actually meant by true is a conversation the Kardashian legal team has probably had several times since then, but the clip exists. It ran. Then came the diplomatic minefield, Kourtney and Travis Barker's public affection. Chris tried to thread the needle.
Do you think Travis and Kourtney's PDA is too much?
Once in a while.
Lie.
She attempted once in a while. The machine called it a lie, which meant the full truth was sitting right there underneath the diplomatic answer, confirmed by science, broadcast to the world. Kourtney saw it, Travis saw it, the internet had a field day. And then, after the tapes and the favoritism and the PDA opinions, the show closed with a question nobody saw coming. Not about money, not about relationships, not about any of the Kardashian family's most famous controversies, about a vegetable.
Has Kendall learned how to cut a cucumber?
No.
True. It's absolutely true!
Kendall Jenner, international supermodel, one of the most photographed women on the planet, a face that has appeared on every major magazine cover in the world, cannot cut a cucumber. Her mother just confirmed it on national television, under polygraph, while laughing. That is the Kris Jenner ethos distilled into a single moment. She did not hesitate on the tape question. She did not protect Kourtney from the PDA verdict, and she absolutely did not shield Kendall from the cucumber revelation. Nothing is private if there is a camera and an audience. That philosophy built an empire and raised 6 children who learned very young that being loved by Kris Jenner means being content for Kris Jenner.